Hello everyone, Rich Nance here with your Defensive Tactics Technique of the Week. Today we're going to be looking at defending from the ground. Frank, we don't want to be on the ground, especially if the assailant is still standing for obvious reasons, but it can happen. If we slip or are knocked to the ground, there's some things we want to keep in mind. First of all, we want to prop ourselves up as best we can, not with our elbow right here on the ground because that's okay on a mat, but on the street that's going to be less than ideal. But you're propped up with your arm here.
And it also offers you a more stable platform. One point of contact that rolls versus a laid out almost grip on the ground.
Excellent point. And this foot, we're going to keep it tucked in like this. Why would I leave it out there for you to grab and spin me around? Or I'll get this one in. Now this one is up and kind of poised. This hand is up to protect. So what I can do is if you came in on me here, I can start using it either defensively or offensively to try to kick you in the knee and create that distance. Now one of the things that can happen is as you're spinning this way, you know, I can kick you pretty well here, but if you start to move the other way, it may be hard. So what I can do is switch hips here. And now I have the opposite leg forward, the opposite hand up and everything else. So I'm doing that by just switching hips there to help follow you around. I can also scoot like I'm doing here on my hip. But I want to keep these kicks low because if I try to get fancy and come a little closer, kick high, you can grab my foot, flip me around, and exactly. It's all bad. So I want to maintain this position as best I can. Strike, strike, strike. Now, you always want to get up as fast as you can, but it has to be a good time.
When the time is right, exactly.
Because if you're right over me and I come to stand up, you're better off here than you are there.
Right.
So what you have to do is create that opportunity. And that may be by delivering kicks to create that space to be able to get up tactically. And you'll see when I do get up, I'm going to be moving back even to create more of a gap. Another issue is if he's knocked you down as it's continuing the assault, it may be appropriate to draw your firearm and address that threat with a drawn firearm, depending on, obviously,
whether or not the force is justified.
Exactly. But don't think that you have to stand up and draw your gun to face him. Let's say he's armed with an edged weapon. It's quite clear at that point. He's knocked you down. He's armed with a lethal weapon. Why would you have to stand up to engage him? So when you do that, you just got to be careful that no part of you is in front of your muzzle. This is a good option here, but you can certainly do it in this manner. You know, there's really no blueprint that shows if this, then he's going to do that.
Nobody teaches competitive shooting from laying down on the ground while somebody's trying to kick you.
Exactly.
You've got to extend the weapon safely on a target.
And you need to be able to get to your gear, particularly your gun, from the ground. That's something you have to practice. You don't want the first time ever you're trying to do that. And you have to realize that, from this side, it's pretty hard to get to my gun. So again, if you may switch hips here, and when the opportunity presents itself, you can get your firearm out. Now, as far as standing up, when he's coming here, I'm going to kick him back here. Now I'm going to get my feet from underneath me this way and step up this way. Again, a far cry from pushing myself up here. What I'm going to do is kick, try to create an opportunity to get my feet underneath me and back up this way, creating that distance. So that's some tools that you can use if you're knocked to the ground and you're fighting with a standing suspect.